Well, hello everybody. This is Eric Janesco, head coach of Maximum Acceleration, and it's my great privilege and honor to bring to your attention something new that's never been done in the mortgage industry, and that is a high-powered virtual coaching program. Now, you guys have seen a lot of training and educational programming that talk about marketing and sales strategies and how you grow your business faster, but this is the first time that anybody has ever brought to the industry a comprehensive, all-encompassing how to go from zero to hundreds of loans a month, literally. You see, this is based on the research and science work that Maximum Acceleration has done since 2004, working with top-performing loan officers, studying and intricately observing and documenting best practices of the mega producers, originators doing 30, 50, 100 loans a month and more, and how they market, how they position and convert, how they capture and complete and connect with more referrals, and how to scale their team to match the production volume that they can create. Well, we put all this together in a great program we call the Critical Mass program. And now you're going to get total access to this system. Now, where does this come from? Well, it comes from the idea of explosive growth. In nuclear science, there's a principle where a certain amount of energy is reached called critical mass, where the explosion takes over and fuels itself. And that's the kind of growth that we're providing you and your originators through this innovative program. We're providing them the resources and materials that they need to be able to exponentially and explosively grow their business by teaching them step by step how to implement the highest performing best practices of the top originators. Now, where did we learn this information? Well, it's through the thousands and thousands of hours of research and development work that was done prior to launching the Maximum Acceleration program, and the hundreds, if not thousands, of hours coaching spent in the trenches with these top originators, helping literally thousands of originators over the years through our one-on-one programs implements best practices and strategies that have created that kind of exponential growth. So, why is this new and unique? Well, it's all online learning platform based. Now, you've seen training before that gives you access to good information in a self-delivery format, right? But have you ever seen one that allows your originators to be able to self-guide, self-manage, and accelerate their financial growth like our module does? It's all video-based training with a lot of energy and excitement and encouragement along the way. Of course, in each segment, there's feedback and reinforcement that comes along the way that gives them instant validation of whether they've picked up the material or not. And of course, they always have the opportunity to go back and review. Of course, it'll tell them whether they've passed the module and are ready to move on to the next, or whether they caught a bit of a snag and need to try again and review the materials in a little more detail. Along the way, it will give them a gauge for their progress. And by the way, as a manager or coach, you'll be able to monitor behind the scenes whether they are or are not growing and learning on pace. But there's one other key element here. You know, how many times have you or your originators or team been to a conference? You get all excited and fired up with that motivation. But how long does that brief sharing of information usually last? Isn't it more often than not temporary? I mean, you get back to your desk and the mountain of emails and phone calls and paperwork that needs to be taken care of, that energy and excitement can dissipate. But what's different about this program is we're going for long-term permanent change or transformation. You know, the fact of the matter is any idea can be implemented. The difference between training and coaching, you know, training or motivation is all about the introduction of new ideas, that awareness factor. But there's 4 more steps if you're going to actually create habit change. I mean, you all know the quote from Aristotle, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is a matter of habit." So to create new habits and behavior change, it takes a tremendous amount of repetition, reinforcement over an extended period of time to help them build those habits of success. And that's where coaching comes in. Well, for the first time ever, you're going to have, and your team will have access to, the only true virtual coaching program currently on the market, where stage by stage, step by step, your team is given not just information and Q&A question feedback in a gamified environment. There's plenty of providers who offer that. But what we provide is actual step-by-step, do this today type of implementation challenges. You see, the design of this program is built into, of the 37 key competencies that have to be mastered to achieve the highest levels of performance. It's stepped out over a 6-month period, doing 2 to 3 modules a week, 30 to 45 minutes a week of in-depth development focus and work. And along the way, we provide them the guidance and support to help them implement those best practices and strategies. So there's 2 options here. One is the self-guided program, where your team by themselves can walk through step by step with the building blocks and foundations of best practices. Following the building blocks of success, starting with laying the foundation and building a strong foundation first to create learning skills and behavior modification strategies that will capitalize into multiple dividends and exponential returns down the road, to follow the content in the sequence it's laid out. We start with some of the fundamental habits of success. What are the core principles that we often see among top performing individuals? Success habits and strategies. So whether you're dealing with somebody young and ambitious and full of excitement that's in their early years of their career with little personal development skills established, or whether you're dealing with a seasoned originator or maybe an older individual who is starting a second career or even third or fourth career, by joining your organization, you're going to be able to give them some of the foundational building blocks of success building habits and how to create self-accelerating personal growth. That's basically the first 3 modules: building your best year ever and how to create focus and goal for what you want to create, activity management skills, value of time balance and personal productivity, and then we get into some of the fundamental sales skills that are highly powerful to creating maximum growth and leverage when it comes to business development partners. So if you follow the course step by step, each of the 13 key focus areas, breaking down into the 37 core competencies, you're going to be able to give them a step-by-step platform for growth that will dramatically accelerate their performance. On the other hand, if you're dealing with more seasoned originators who are trying to take their business to that next level, your team members that are at 3 to 5 loans a month consistently, 40 to 60 deals a year, and they've struggled and they've fought to get to that level, and it seems like they're starting every month at 0, having to dial for dollars and beg for business all the time, and there's no residual flow or perpetual lead flow that shows up passively. Well, then they can jump ahead. Because of the flexibility of the design of this program and the tools and resources that we provide them access to through this system, your team is going to be able to get exactly what they need, exactly when they need it, to be able to maximize their growth curve. So as an additional option, we also offer one-on-one guided coaching in conjunction with, or team coaching in conjunction with, access to the Critical Mass Total Access system, where you'll have time and your team will have time with a live, real coach through live web conferences to help them assess, plan, and execute the best practices and strategies and outline a personalized growth plan for each individual participant. So once again, I want to thank you for taking just a few minutes to watch this short video. Our only goal is helping you create maximum acceleration and exponential growth for you and your team. So as a special thank you for taking these few minutes with me to watch this short video, I'd like to invite you to participate in what we call our discovery session. Over the years, we've found out that the best way to help people understand the true value of virtual coaching is to actually experience it. So I'd love to invite you to take the opportunity to spend some time one-on-one with one of our maximum acceleration coaches who can walk you through the development needs, help you assess some of the opportunities for growth within your team, and then from there decide on if or when it would make sense to engage with this system. Of course, there's no cost or obligation for the service. It is a real one-on-one planning and strategy session for you and your organization to help you develop that personalized growth plan for each of your team members. With that being said, we wish you all the greatest success. If there's anything myself or the rest of the team here at Maximum Acceleration can do to help you dramatically increase your growth and create that exponential explosive growth, please don't hesitate to give us a call, because that's our only goal here at Maximum Acceleration, is getting you from where you are to where you want to be as fast as humanly possible. Make it a great week, everybody.